Diversity is a core ingredient for innovation, and the ability to have diverse minds at the table around the world enables us to be more innovative, to ensure that the best ideas are bubbling to the top. So we've embraced sponsorship fully at American Express. So mentors are important. I don't ever want anyone to leave one of these conversations thinking that mentors are not important. But the primary difference is that you can ask for mentorship, but you must earn sponsorship. Mentors and sponsors do some of the same things for you in terms of providing career guidance and advice, but a sponsor, however, is someone who is your advocate, who's looking out for your career advancement and your retention in our context at American Express. So we use sponsorship as a true talent management tool. We recognize that when sponsorship is alive and well, what is actually happening is the hallmark of good leadership. That means we have leaders who are grooming next generation talent, who are investing in the development of that talent, and who are helping to usher their careers in a way that's meaningful and gives them the experiences that they need to do the roles that we as a company will need them to do next. I've sat through plenty of talent conversations as someone who's been in HR for some time, where whether you use the word sponsorship or not, you can literally map sponsorship in that conversation in the way that people talk about the people they are invested in. And that's exactly what we're wanting. Because it's not just about women. Women need it, and the research would show that we're earning it at a rate slower than men are. However, men and women in companies today need sponsorship in order to advance. I'd wager a bet that any significant position in any company around the world is not filled in the absence of sponsorship. Women and diverse talent have focused on it less and need to be made aware of the importance of it more intentionally. And that's what we're doing across our company. We have workshops for men and women we call the Sponsor Effect. And in those workshops, we are literally raising your consciousness level to the importance of sponsorship. In the end, I can't put a program in or do anything systematically to give you sponsorship. In the end, you have to earn it. But what I can do is create pathways to sponsorship and help you understand what are some of those avenues available to you and what are some of the things that you can do to earn sponsorship. And then on the flip side, we also help our leaders understand that it's their job. It's actually an expectation we have that they would be sponsoring talent. But we do have a program called Pathways to Sponsorship that is specifically for women in markets around the world, because we recognize that they are earning it at a lower rate. And if our intention is to continue to build strength in our pipeline for men and women, we need to make that additional investment. So we have a very strong gender-balanced pipeline at American Express. Overall, our representation is 60% female, and then at the top of the house, the most senior levels, we're 30% female. Here in India, the numbers are quite close, which we're proud of. It's 25% for the senior positions in India. And so we continue to invest in the pipeline. In fact, just last year, we kicked off our Pathways to Sponsorship program for senior women in the pipeline here in India. So I think the number one issue for women ends up being sponsorship, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I would say there are two other factors that lead into it: brand and ambition. In fact, recent research we're doing around sponsorship would indicate that executive presence and the notion of how you communicate, what type of leadership gravitas you display, and even how you dress the part or not, factor into your brand. Ambition in terms of how you declare it. Do people know your aspirations? And men seem to be better at declaring that than women. And so we're working to teach women to declare their ambition as well. And there are many factors that will weigh on a woman in terms of how she declares her ambition: work, family, personal pursuits, etc. But those two elements. In the end, how you declare your ambition, how you represent your brand, all make you more or less eligible to earn sponsorship. Right? And once you've earned sponsorship, it becomes, in my opinion, an element that literally levels the playing field. In fact, in this study, It's one of the only data points where men who are sponsored and women who are sponsored, the percentage rate of their satisfaction for rate of advancement is almost identical. I think it's a difference of 2 percentage points, not even statistically relevant difference. It's the same is the point. So sponsorship is something that keeps men and women on track. We should start investing in development of our women as early as possible in the pipeline. And honestly, same thing is true for men. But if there are characteristics, behaviors in women that we are trying to promote that perhaps they don't bring with them naturally, we should begin investing as early as possible. We deliver the Sponsor Effect Workshop, for example, at all levels in the organization. So people very junior in their career are hearing this message because in our opinion, the earlier you realize that your brand is important, how you market yourself and how you earn that sponsorship, the more beneficial it is to you and the more intentional you will be about managing your career.